that pays, right, by his spirit. Verse 20, it says, above all, we must realize that no prophecy in scripture is of any private interpretation, simply put. So definitely we got to follow what Yahushua gave the prophets. That's it. Straight with that. All right. And not lean on our own understanding. All right. Or bring any human initiatives in it in a simple way. Right. And it says those finally in verse 21, those prophets were moved by his spirit. So definitely we've been going into wisdom, and this is what it's all about. This is the treasure, the treasure that the Lord gives from his treasure treasure chest. It's a testimony of the spirit of prophecy that will be upon his prophets and elders and men and women, starting at the great millstone, his house on planet Earth. And we do believe by faith, because it says there in verse 19, right? 100% truth that the Lord has given. Okay? And it's a pure word. Anyway, that's all I got on that. Right, Nate?
So let's get into this now, this article. This is the People's Voice, and from the People's Voice, and it says experts warn of a quad, a four-part demic. I'll just say that. I don't know. I don't even know if we can even say demic without getting it, but whatever, man. I don't even know, bro. I don't.
Kind. Maybe. You can use crisis. No. All right.
Yeah.
Move in the spirit, brother. Good luck here.
What were you gonna say, Shema?
I usually just say emic.
Emic, okay. Yeah. Experts warn of a quad emic, right? Of 4 viral outbreaks ready to explode as Trump takes office. All right, and none of this is medical information. This is just in the news. Okay, so we're not giving any medical information out. So I'm gonna read a bit of the article, and then we'll read one more, and then we can get some precept. This is it says here: brace yourself for a quademic. Experts warn as a perfect storm of 4 viral outbreak threatens to explode just days after Trump's inauguration, raising fresh questions about timing, political motives, and fragile state of darted Americans' immune systems. Right, because remember, Esau set up a lot of people with the COVID-19, and now they got those little, we'll just say those little tiny bots in their bodies, right? And all whatever that was in the dart. And all that is going to be activated, man. They got their 5G, 6G now. All right. That's known to work with technology that was in those poison darts. Okay. And so it goes on to say, as the days tick down to President Trump's inauguration, chaos seems to be the order of the day, a fact that many argue is far from coincidental. Yeah, right. It's prophetic. All right. While the world is looking at these world events as man being behind it, the whole full elect, we understand in the spirit and through prophecy that is Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. It says, with the deep state backed into a corner, desperate to maintain his grip on power, which is really, when you want to talk about the deep state, really, you just might as well start thinking about the bankers, all right, the top wicked elite. It says there's a growing sense, which those are the Most High's left hand, okay, through Satan. There's a growing sense that we're witnessing the next chapter in their playbook of manipulation. It says, as the specter of a so-called quademic looms, the timing couldn't feel more suspicious, especially considering Gates Foundation alumni and virus whisperer Dr. Peter Holtes explicitly warned they have pandemics coming down the pipe to explode on January 20th, the date of Trump's inauguration.
I have a
These
quick
days,
precept.
yeah, go ahead, Ak.
This is just one verse.
Yeah, go ahead, you
LT,
good.
Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets who preceded you and me spoke against many nations, always warning of war, disaster, and disease. So this is a disease that they're gonna be pushing, and they're gonna inject in people's arms, right? To get people more sick, die. Population control.
That's right.
And that's pretty much it.
It says these days questioning the narrative is almost second nature. After all, the scars of COVID-19, a V to the iris, many believe was man-made and politically weaponized, are still fresh. And again, the world's going to know and understand, pass man, and understand that it's the Most High who's bringing these calamities on the earth, because this is judgment from heaven based upon wickedness on earth. So it says the motives behind its alleged creation remain murky, but the aftermath has left countless Americans convinced that the pandemic was as much about power as it was about public health. Now, the term quademic is making headlines, sparking fears of a quadruple viral assault as the country shakes off its holiday hangover. And they just name all kind of different ones. I don't want to name these because don't want to get flagged, but those of you at home can just go on the People's Voice TV and you can see here they got major illnesses from the flu to CVID, RSV, and norovirus, which is like a 48-hour flu. They got the stomach one. They got all kinds of different things they're going to unleash, which the Lord is going to put the spirit on them to do so, if that's how He wants it to play out. But we know there's going to be all kinds of different pestilences the Lord's going to bring to the world, i.e., or more importantly, Babylon the Great, ones that weren't even written in the book yet. And let's just skip down here. I'm going to skip down and go to. So here it says a manufactured crisis. The question many are asking is whether the quademic is a genuine public health crisis or a manufactured one. It is hard to ignore the pattern. Each new wave of illness conveniently justifies more control, more mandates, right, and more power for the very entities that failed so spectacularly during COVID-19. And what a lot of people don't understand is that was just a trial run. Esau Edom just basically took the time in that scenario to collect information, set up infrastructure for the NWO, so that when they get ready to really bring down the hammer, all right, as the scriptures say, this man, knowing that he has a short time, he will come down having great wrath. That it would be easier for them to set up their NWO because all the infrastructure and the mandates and policies that need to be in place would already be set up, and they can just come down, right? So it goes on to say, and as the country braces for what's next, it's clear that trust in these institutions is at an all-time low, which is exactly where they want it. Because that's how you're going to cause. That's what's going to cause that civil unrest between Egyptian versus Egyptian. Okay. The question isn't, or American versus American, for you to understand. The question isn't just about what's happening, but why and who stands to gain. And again, the Most High has His prophets out here, bringing out or linking these events to biblical prophecy, and we're telling you why this is happening. All right, in the majority of the world, and those that are not of the elect are not going to understand the truth until it's too late. That's why the scriptures say that, and then they shall know that a prophet was among them. You see? So we'll go from here. Let me see, actually, is there any more? Yeah, we'll go from here, and we'll go to the next. It's again, People's Voice, and it says security agents warn of threats to President Trump's inauguration. So anything can pop off, man. We don't know what's going to happen, but we know, a lot is going to happen as soon as this man gets into office, if he makes it to office, what have you. It's all up to the Lord.
I have a quick precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is in 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 5 in the Good News translation.
Yep.
The Lord says, I am going to bring destruction. Sorry, the Lord says, I am going to bring terrible disasters on the world, war, famine, death, and destruction. Because it says because wickedness have spread everywhere and evil has reached its limits. So 2025 is going to be a serious year. It started with a bang, man. So once Trump is in it, once he's in, starting Monday, it's going to be a lot of things.
That's right.
He's going to bring in the whole terrorists in Canada, right? He's doing a lot of stuff. Then he's going to he plans on deporting a lot of the tribes, and all that. So
and screwing over Americans, because remember we did a lesson on him bringing in and advocating for those H-1B what's it called? Visas. Yes, H-1B visas, which are really for those northern tribes to come in and get jobs, because they're saying that if you need, Elon says, if you want a superstar team, you need the best players, which you Americans aren't it. You're not the best players. Your government has failed you and doesn't care about you. And they're letting you know that by, again, bringing in those that you hate to come take your jobs.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Okay,
I have a precept. I have a couple of precepts, actually. I don't know if, because I just want to bring out, because we just got a powerful warning there, right? And simply put, we're going to just read these precepts here, and if brothers want to jump in, they can jump in real quick, because this is the functioning of how the Lord is going to lead his people, and it's based on his condition, right? Based on their experience and how he has led them, right? So this is Deuteronomy. I'm going to go there, 28 and 58. I'm going to start there. I'm just going to read to simply put the 62 verse and stop right there. So it says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, right? And it says, italicized there, the Lord thy, right? So Yahweh Shem Yoshai, our power, right? Verse 59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, okay? And the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Okay, that's a good word actually to look up. Wonderful. It's not what you people think it means. Okay.
Well, I think so. It's going to being tremendous, like great. Okay, and you can move it around and be full of wonder. You're wondering, what is this?
What is this? Right? Beautiful. The brother just read that precept before this one. So yeah, the Lord is going to do some strange things, but the elect is going to know. But you people are going to be all over the place. But we're telling you anyway. Beautiful. Order for that. Verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt which thou was afraid of, and shall cleave unto thee. Right?
So basically these diseases, right, is going into what actually happened before. Okay, so like we weren't sure of the different kinds, but it says this is a spiritual Sodom in Egypt. And as Amas said, the Egyptians against the Egyptians, pointing out that this is also Egypt, and he clarified by saying the Americans, just to bring clarity to what he was saying. But what happened in Egypt back then is just shed some light as people to know, like they're wondering, what is this? What is happening? Because everybody's in darkness in the sense that they didn't know where this is all coming from, right?
That's right.
And it came early that the prophets before, prophesied the downfall of each and every kingdom that predates us. So we're those men coming back, right, to do what was done before, and that's to call judgment down in an evil and wicked society. Right? The people are mourning, and I think it's Proverbs 29:2. So where there's the people mourn,
when the wicked are in the foolish.
Con.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening, man. Like him a lot.
No, that's it. No, that's beautiful. That's just going to read to the 62nd verse. So this is 61. Deuteronomy 28:61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of the law, them will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Right? And that's why I start the 58th verse, because there's a condition that the elect by his spirit they're going to yield to. But the rest of you, man, you as the brother mentioned, you're going to be perplexed. What is this? Because of your disobedience. You honor the Lord with your mouth. That's all. Okay. You talk a good game, or you keep talking a good game, right? And as the brother read precept, the Lord is visiting, right? So last verse, Deuteronomy 28:62. And you shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven. Okay.
So the Lord is basically speaking here to you Israelites, man. That phrase "stars of heaven" should jump out at you.
That's right.
All right. It's also mentioned in Revelation. The devil took down a third of the stars.
Yep.
All right. So the Lord have likened us to what? A light. The stars give light. So what you're seeing is a glimmering and a shimmering of spiritual knowledge, right? Showing and dictating what the Lord has sanctioned 2/3, right, of you wicked Israelites. Okay, because you've chose. Well, it's the Lord's doing anyways.
That's right.
The Lord don't like you, and I'll say it. I'll say it forever. If you don't get the truth, Yahweh Hashem, I don't like you, man.
That's right.
So this black power movement, that's gonna fizzle out. The most things about is truth and his people.
That's right.
And that's what we're hoping with those men, man.
That's right.
All right.
That's right.
All right.
Also like to go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No. Once you're done, I have a quick precept about
okay, real quick. All right. It says, and you shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of your power, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by his spirit. Okay.
Right.
Starting with the men that he has sent. That's the voice right there.
That's right.
Okay, and that's what's coming out right now. That's the point, brother.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ashar.
Yeah. This is Isaiah 31:1. Going into Egypt. America is Egypt on 2.0, right? But more than Egypt. And this is in a GNT, and it reads, those who go to Egypt for help are doomed. They are relying on Egypt, vast military strength, horses, chariots, and soldiers, but they do not rely on the Lord Yahweh. And that's majority of the people around the world, and pretty much in America, they rely on Isa and his strength and his power, right?
Yeah, well, it's really to you, Jakes, because it's for you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's for you to rely on the Lord. So, because you've chosen Egypt, right, which is Babylon, America, rather than the words of the Lord spoken out of the mouth of the prophets, the Most High is going to destroy a lot of you Israelites, man. Because hey, there's no power. The power of Egypt is broken. Okay, it's divided. And Yahushua said 2,000 plus years ago, man, if Satan's house be divided against himself, or if Satan be against Satan, how can his house stand?
That's right.
And it reads, the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, we're asking for help. He knows what he's doing. He sends disasters and carries out his threats to punish evil people and those who protect them. And Kassal would say, this is a threat for the Heavenly Father. This is not our words. This is the Heavenly Father always continually and consistent sending this threat to you people, right?
That's right.
You Jakes.
That's right.
By his voice.
That's right.
Go ahead.
It's okay. The Egyptians are no gods. They're only human. The horses are no supernatural when the Lord acts. So when you think about these marvelous things that Elon Musk, these people are come up with, there's nothing to the Heavenly Father. It's just the dust. And it reads, when the Lord Yahweh acts, the strong nation will crumble. And we know the Americas are strong nations worldwide. And the weak nation, it help would fall. Both of them will be destroyed. That's it. That's pretty much the point.
Can I bring this out, Baba Kasha?
Come on.
That's from the comment board. Jew of thy youth, Shalom Ak. Revelation 6, verse 7, and it reads, and when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him.
That's
and
right,
power,
man.
right? And death and hell being a grave, hell being the grave, and hell being a condition.
Exactly.
Right? And these death angels being let loose.
Yeah, being sick as hell. We all know that.
Right.
Right. And you can imagine with, they're talking about quad emic, and these different diseases are going to be coming out. These are going to be, they're going to be spirits tied to these diseases. That's another thing that you Israelites don't take into consideration is with the events that take place in Jacob's trouble, they're going to be spirits tied to these events. And the Lord said that there are spirits that are created for vengeance, and they are specifically created to appease, right, the Most High's wrath.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And it says, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, right? So power is being given to death and hell, right? Over America being the fourth part of the earth, right?
These Edomites.
That's right. That's right. To kill with sword and with hunger and with death and with the beast of the earth, right? So all hell gonna break loose out here, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Pale horse. Behold the pale horse.
So that's it on that, Ak?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Con. So back to this article, it says here again from the People's Voice, security agencies warn of threats to President Trump's inauguration. And so it says here, President Trump's inauguration next week has put security officials in Washington on high alert. And remember last time, I think, was it 2020, where they stormed the White House, right? The Capitol. And that was supposed to be incited by Trump himself, right? So we shall see. So it says here, February, it says the FBI, Secret Service, and other secret security and law enforcement agencies are warning of threats to Trump's inauguration on Monday. The agencies warn about a number of potential scenarios, including foreign terrorist attacks, attacks by domestic extremists. That should pop out at all of us as to them having tabs on us. We've had a lot of different agents, within Israel that do things that are not expedient and things that we don't advocate with in terms of having a spiritual mindset to what's coming down the pipe, burning flags, doing all kinds of nonsense to basically have us tied to a terrorist attack, right? Those of us that believe. So it says, yeah, go on.
Is 2 Corinthians 10:4.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to do with the mindset of being spiritual. So we won't succumb to storming anybody. We storm the Bible.
Right. That's right.
All right. 2 Corinthians 10 and verse 4. It's like I started 3. For though we, the men of the Lord, walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh.
Exactly.
Right. Verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. And the weapons is basically the men before you. The Lord has weaponized us with a spiritual intellect. Okay. So it might come via cell phone, tripod, I said the Apocrypha, Bible, and the correct understanding that goes forth from our mouth, right? That's our warfare. That's what the Lord is using, right, against His kingdom. That's the truth.
Yeah.
The weapon that we have is the truth.
Exactly. That's the point. The weapon is the truth, which is the scriptures.
God.
Yeah.
But mighty through Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, to pulling down of strongholds. And the strongholds is basically the waging of war against the minds. So we've been made babes again, little children. The Yahweh Shai calls little children because we've been born again, right? And this annulled from the mindset of Esau Edom, the so-called white men. The one that actually goes back to Esau Edom, because we're not pushing this doctrine while there's black only Israelites, where as long as you're black, we're down. This is about spirituality, man, and that's what I'm speaking on. Verse 5, casting down the imaginations, so the imagery, right, of DJ Trump being a superhero, right, icon. Our icon is Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. All right, that's who we try to be like, the mindset, and every high thing that exalted itself or himself, being the so-called white men and you heathens, against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bring it into captivity every thought to the obedience of the Hamashiach, right? The oil, this knowledge, and that's how we move, man. So we ain't going to storm no capital, right? And we don't even care, as it regards or as it pertains to who leads you wicked people, man. We're just waiting for Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's all we're waiting for.
That's right.
That's right.
Just to add to it, if it wasn't a weapon, Isa wouldn't be deleting the videos or the channels.
Con.
That's right.
True.
Yep. And the reason why it's a weapon, though, is because it exposes him.
Truth, man.
That's right. This man's power is a sword and deception.
Con.
That's right.
So if his deception is taken away, he's gonna come down with great wrath with that sword.
That's right.
Yeah,
I remember Monday they're supposed to ban TikTok
in the U.S., right? Or
Monday?
America.
Yeah, Monday. No, tomorrow is Sunday, the 19th. The 19th.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday, yeah.
So no more TikTok Sunday.
Trump is saying he's thinking about it. Trump is saying, it did him good while he was running. So he goes, he's not sure about it yet.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
A lot of these influencers who are making money, they're gonna be crying, bro.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
man. Hey, you imagine they probably will too. Can you imagine them censoring OnlyFans too? Which
Yep.
that's about to be done soon.
They will.
You women making millions off of it, and then
Yeah.
hey, you're gonna bug out in that day. Okay, so it goes on to say attacks by domestic extremists, bomb hosts by individuals, the use of drones and vehicle attacks. And best believe Israel, they can link us to any one of these things. It's not easy. It's not hard for Esau to say it was a Jake. He was wearing fringes, talking about the Black Hebrew Israelites, and from there on, it's like a snowball effect. It goes on to say Infowar reports. This is from the Infowars reports. It says in a private threat assessment obtained by political, these agencies warned that individuals or groups with election-related grievances may see the event as their last opportunity to influence the election results through violence. The assessment, which was produced by the FBI, Secret Service, and Capitol Police, among others, doesn't specifically specify any particular threat, right? It describes a number of potential scenarios, including foreign terrorist attacks by domestic extremes, bomb hoax and individuals, the use of drones and vehicles and attacks. Iran is named in the report as a peculiar threat, given the Islamic State vows to revenge itself on Trump for the killing of General Qasem Soleimani.
Like salmonella.
Yeah, I know, right? That's funny. Similar. Anyway, so it says John Cohen, a former counterterrorism official who helped with security planning for Biden's inauguration, said this year's event is even more volatile and dangerous than it was in 2021. Security for this year's event will be tighter than ever, with the largest law enforcement presence seen yet at inauguration ever. I hope, man. Yahweh Ratazah, something just, hope, man. Yahweh Ratazah. It says, you're going to see much more visible and expand security presence to include physical security barriers, street closures. Right? This all sounds like what? Trigger words for martial law. Remember, these devils, the top wicked elites, the bankers that are behind all of this, they want a new world order.
That's right.
And the process to that is surveillance. That's one of the main aspects of the new world order is surveillance and having more military force and presence on the streets. Okay, and the scriptures go into that as we're going to get the precept. I'm going to get the precept in terms of people not being able to go into other cities and other states because of the threats. Okay, so it says physical security barriers, street closures, uniformed law enforcement deployed, undercover assets being deployed, as well as National Guard members at key places, said Cohen. So, this devil's ready. And that's why, here at Great Millstone, we tell you brothers and sisters that are sincere believers to be in the spirit.
That's right.
We don't need to be out there. You don't need to be out there with any rallies or any what do you call them? Movements or whatever they do. and they go out there and they start marching, and then all of a sudden there's some big bomb. You don't want to be in a place with a big crowd of people, man.
That's right.
Apostle Zahar said, "I don't go to movie theaters because you're just in a black box full of demons." And it's true.
Yeah, man.
It's true, man, because anything can happen, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything can happen. We're in the time where you don't have to go out and sit down at the restaurant and eat when people are taking cars and driving through buildings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Bombs happen anywhere. So yeah, you might think, well, these guys are being extreme. What do you mean? I still want to go out and eat. Guess what? Leave the world behind. Do you really need to go out there and go to the restaurant and sit down there for 2 hours and eat? Or could you eat at home while you're watching a video or whatnot? You really ask yourself the question, what time are we in, man? And it's true. Brothers who are in the spirit, you get out of your house, you pray, you go do what you gotta do, you come back home, and that's it. You don't spend outside time in your house that doesn't need to be spent.
That's right.
Or don't even go in the mall, because you might go in the mall and these guys are like robbing the damn mall, the jewelry store and shit.
Right.
Like there's like a jewelry store right where I live. I live like 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk, and these guys is doing all kinds of crazy shit, man.
Yeah.
So we have to be on that, so we have to be more circumspect. But I have a quick precept.
Con, go ahead.
The NLT. 2 Corinthians 2:11, so that Satan will not outsmart us, for we are familiar with his evil scheme. These are his schemes, his Patriot Act 1 and 2. I think the Patriot Act came after 9/11, and then I think that 2006, 2007 they had the Patriot Act 2 when Obama came in. So there's all kinds of things that they have laws already. They have laws that they plan on, implementing on the sheeple of America. So it's gonna get real.
Yeah, just to it. There's a lot of people out there messed up and stressed out. I don't know if you guys, bro, see the taxi driver and the dude that's trying to hit the semi-truck. He wanted to kill himself.
Yeah, wicked.
Right? So there's people out there bucking out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, death angels, spirits created for vengeance. They're out there, man.
Yeah.
So like the big brother was saying, for you at home, A to B, in and out. Navigate, get in and out quick. Limited interaction.
Yeah, man.
Don't be at these festivities, these parties and stuff.
Nah, man. And be smart. Don't be talking to people about you being a Hebrew Israelite. Don't just keep to yourself, man. Don't tell. You don't know who's the agent. You don't know who's watching. Who's gonna come? How that's gonna come back to you? Yeah, you could say, well, everything's spiritual, but you don't know if you have the elect. So stay spiritual.
Yeah.
Be like Peter, man.
Exactly. Be like Peter, yeah.
Me? You crazy?
He's like, I don't know. Hey, I don't, keep me away from that.
Them crazy guys are crazy mad.
Yeah. Right. I don't know them. Right.
Yeah, don't deny the truth, but
Yeah. And for you bug outs, saying that we're scared, we're scary, right? Because we're using wisdom, we're being harmless as doves, wise as serpents. And we're not parading around in fringes. It's called using wisdom, being circumspect, right?
That's right.
That's a fact.
That's right. I just want to make a quick Salaka.
No, make a point. If you want to
make a real quick. Yeah. So we started with beautiful. So if you people are listening, Lord willing that you're listening, those who come up on the video, I'm not talking about our regular folks who are following on because they're listening, right? We started out with Emix. Right, and then the brother went into the tea stuff, all right, and which is a wild card, and they're going to blame us, right? That's the wild card. That's a wild card. But what they don't understand, because the precepts came out, and the last one, which was just read, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Okay, we're watching, right? So So the wild card there was we have the spiritual wild card, which is Yahweh Shai, and by default he has set us up in regards to that matter. So one, the Emmett, two, the T thing in regards to the false flags in regards to that. I don't want to say the full word. And then the brother went into what could happen to Trump. Okay, so that's also one of the crises, and they're ahead in regards to what they want to do, but the Lord has the final say, right? The first say and the final say in regards to it. So yeah, they're planning just in case. So the reason why I'm reading these things out, and also social upheavals, that's what the brothers were going into, right? Those are just four of the crises within the poly crises, right? If you're aware. So yes, 2 Corinthians 2:11, we're not ignorant of those things. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yoshai. So we're watching, man, and we're not here to play around. Children, silly children don't play over here. That's all I got, brother.
Okay, so this is 2nd Ezra 15:11, the GNT.
Mm-hmm.
It reads, I will use all my strength and power to bring them out of the land, right? The them is talking about the elect. Mm-hmm. And the he that's going to do that is Yahweh Shem Yoshai. Mm-hmm. I will bring disasters upon upon the Egyptians, as I did earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And I will destroy their country. Mm-hmm. The whole land will be in mourning. It will be shaken to its foundations when I, the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yoshai, strike it and pound on it. The farmers will mourn because of their seed, because their seed will fail to sprout, and their trees will be destroyed by blight, hail, and terrible storms. Mm-hmm. The world, and the people in it are doomed. Mm-hmm. The war that will bring their destruction is very near, right? Civil war, then world war. Okay. Mm-hmm. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations, and this is globally and also nationally. Mm-hmm. You're going to have nations fight within the nations, within the countries. Mm-hmm. It says there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. Mm-hmm. There will no longer be free access to the cities. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right?
What kind of American are you?
Exactly. Yeah. Con. Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Mm-hmm. Driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Yahweh says, I am calling together all the kings of the earth to come from the north, south, east, west, to turn back and restore what they have taken. Mm-hmm. I will pay them back with the same harsh treatment they have always given to my chosen people. Mm-hmm. It says, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yashai says, I will use my power, and there will be no mercy for sinners. Mm-hmm. I will put to death all who have murdered innocent people. Mm-hmm. All right. My anger has become so fierce that fire has blazed out to burn up the foundation of the earth, and we saw a snippet of that with Hollywood, with California, because I forgot what they had. I forgot what it was called, but they had like an awards ceremony, and the one woman was like, no one voted for God. And that makes, and she's like, that no one voted for God. No surprise here in this godless city. That's what she said. Uh-huh. And then I think a week later, that's when the Palisade fires started. So the Most High, his anger is fierce, man. And he says it's going to burn like a flame.
That's right.
Upon the foundations of the earth, and to burn up sinners like straw. Sinners who do not keep my commandments are doomed, you Israelites, man. Okay? You don't want to take heed to the words of the Heavenly Father by the words of the prophets, by the mouth of the prophets, you're going to be doomed. Says the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai, I will have no mercy on them. And it says, out of my sight, you rebels, do not defy my holy temple. And there's a lot of you rebels within the temple. The Most High is getting ready to weed you out. Okay? Through these evils and calamities and perplexities that he's bringing on the earth. Yahweh Bashim, yeah, go ahead.
One of those way of defiling the temple is by way of the multiple. Right, the
Say it again. Oh,
one of those ways of defiling the temple is by accepting this man Mark, where he's as the Most High. Where he can do is uploading, I guess, via Bluetooth or however he sees it fit for it to be, for it to work.
Yeah, but cloud computing.
Right, because the temple of the Lord, first and foremost, is us. All right, the Most High want to dwell within us. So if you're going to put another occupant, mainly Esau, Edom, okay, you're not rebelling.
That's right.
You're sided with the enemy, literally, because now this man is now inseminated you with his junk, right? And you didn't cry out. We're those virgins that lawfully cry out for what? Our husbandmen to come in their defense.
Yeah.
Okay. And Yahweh Shai is that man, or the groom for the brides. And where spiritually the bride, it says Israel is likened to a beautiful and comely woman. Doesn't mean the whole nation on this side. No. What Jay-Z is doing in the sight of the Lord is not comely. This is comely to the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
So we're about. Go ahead.
No. Finish up, brother.
No, we're about like this being submissive, right? As a woman, if you have one, should be submissive towards you, right? So we're just rehearsing that act. We're the one dipped in oil for 6 months or to a year. I think it's a year.
Yeah, it's a year.
And that oil that we are permeated with is truth.
Right. Yeah. Go
ahead.
No, I was just gonna get from the comment board. The water to the Akim's posted this on the comment board. Both Arya Palal 144 Palal and Brother Required Flowing Brook. It was the Golden Globes Award. That's where that happened. It was a couple weeks or a week before the Palisade fires, and they were basically mocking the Most High. And that went over a lot of people's heads, that mockery, and then the mockery, and then the judgment tied to the mockery was spiritual. So those that have eyes to see saw that was the Most High's judgment, man. See, if you don't have the spiritual eyes to see judgment on earth, how can you be warned of evil from the Most High? You see, if you don't see events that play out on the earth as judgment from the Most High, you're going to continue on in your wickedness. And those of you that do see the judgment and you do know it's judgment from the Most High, but because you don't believe, you continue on in your wickedness, your stripes, your lashes are going to be harder than someone who just continued on.
That's right.
Okay.
A quick precept for you. Based on what you just said.
Yeah.
And it's Psalms 124 and verse 7. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of a snare of the fowlers. Right. So because we have taken heed and have using spiritual discernment, the Most High exempt us, right, from Esau's onslaught. Right. The snare is broken and we are escaped. And it's the truth, man. Subscribing to the truth. Okay. That's what's puts us, a step ahead of the so-called white man, to be released from the grasp of his dragon's claws, man.
Yeah, man.
You
I'll
read
finish this
verse
up.
8, because
Go ahead.
it says our help is in the name of the Lord Yahweh, who made heavens and earth.
Right. So the heavens and earth is going into a rulership and people, a place of power and a place of destitute. So there's a changing of the guards, if you will, where the Most High put us upon high and the low, right, in the low place where he belongs. That's why, in Daniel's dream, he saw that the foot, right, the bear, right, and that's the ending. It's fitting that the foot is the ending, man, right? That's according to the Edomite, man, that Edomite nation, Russia, the bear.
Yeah. Yeah. And come. Left my mind. But yep. So finishing up here, verse 26, it says, Yahweh is willing, or Yahweh is aware of all those who sin against him, and he will hand them over to death and destruction. Terrible disaster. Yeah, go ahead.
That's the anagram, or
yeah.
A DAD, man, to your dad, death and destruction.
Yeah.
It's the most of handed over to your dad, man, death and destruction.
any way you coin it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. That's a good acronym. Death and destruction, eh? DAD. That should be a topic. That should be a topic. So, verse 27, it says, terrible disasters have already come upon the world, and there is no escape. You have sinned against Yahweh Bashim Yashai, and he will not rescue you. You rebels. Guess what? These terrible disasters are coming, and you will not escape. You're going to get your judgment, and he's not going to save you, you sinners, and you willful, ignorant rebels of Israel. Willful. You want to be ignorant, and you want to rebel against the Most High. You want to fight against Yahweh Shai, which tells us you don't know who you're fighting against. You don't actually know the Lord and his son. That's why in your mind you want to fight against them. Just like Esau Edom says, no one sees us, when they commit their wickedness, even two-thirds of our own people. They have that mindset, but the reason why is because they don't know the Most High. If you know Yahweh Bashim Yashai, you're not going to think to yourself, who sees me when I'm doing this? So if someone is saying, who sees me when I'm doing this, they obviously don't know the Lord. That's why they're saying that. They don't think the Lord sees them. Yeah, that's it. That's it on that. Let me get one more, actually. Or you know what? Yeah, that's it on that, actually. I'll hold that one for later. So let's segue over to, so we touch up on the Trump's inaugurations and the attacks. Now let's touch up on the UBI system. So I got this from Rumble. This is fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. We do not own or claim any ownership of this video. We don't have any of the copyrights of this video. We're not making any money from this video, and this is strictly for educational purposes only. Okay. And it says universal basic income. And I'm just going to play a couple segments of this video here. And let's speed it up too a bit.
some jobs change. That's kind of the way businesses just as technology advances, some jobs change. That's kind of the way businesses just go. But now artificial intelligence, better known as AI, could make some jobs we have today just go away completely. We're already seeing it in grocery stores. Have you done self-checkout? I do it every day. Many people use Amazon's Alexa for alarm clocks, games, even placing their orders, and now we are seeing it more and more in workplaces. New research shows that employees most at risk for being replaced by AI are cashiers, as we've already discussed, customer service representatives, bookkeepers, IT support technicians, and billing clerks, and that is just scratching the surface.
Yeah, it's funny because I know a lot of people who are getting into IT to kind of ride the wave of technology so they can have jobs in the future. But it says top 5 careers at high risk of being replaced by AI is cashiers, customer service representatives, bookkeeping, IT support technicians. So I know a lot of people are saying, well, I can be the guy who fixes the robot, but they're saying that the robot can fix itself. It's going to have its own computing system. So they're not going to need any IT support technicians, man. Billing clerk. So a lot of people are going to be out of jobs, which is going to create another crisis within all the other crises that are happening.
That's right. Can I bring this out real quick?
Yeah, come. Go ahead, Doc.
Isaiah 19, verse 15. I'll read from 14. The Lord Yahweh hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right. So America is broken. Right. Verse 15. Here's the point. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right. So all sections of employment, man. Supervisors, grassroots, white collar, blue collar.
Right.
Every industry is going to get touched. All sectors.
Yep. Which shows you that the only employment that mattered was the employment of being a prophet.
That's right.
No AI robot can take that.
Man. I have the word for perverse because you folks are listening out there and it's all for clarity as well, man. It just simply means wicked. Right? So nothing good is gonna come from Egypt, man.
That's right.
Amos 3:6. If there's evil done in the city,
That's right.
Well, hey, they the brother read it. I've mingled a perverse spirit in Egypt. Like having bots, take care of all these essentials and having humans even emotionally interact with bots, right? You have sex bots too.
Yep.
Right. So that's perverse, man.
Yep.
That is like, hey, man, if our forefathers heard of such a thing, they would bug out. And actually, when they saw the visions through the spirit and they were in a trance and they were being carried away in prophecy to where we are today, they got sick when they saw the things that we were living through. The destruction and everything.
That's right. Unnatural, degenerate. That's perverse.
Yeah.
Ezekiel said, "Can these bones live?" He asked the angel, like, "Yo, can these guys even? Is there any hope for these guys?"
AI are cashiers, as we've already discussed, customer service representatives, bookkeepers, IT support technicians, and billing clerks, and that is just scratching the surface.
What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income.
We may need to consider bigger changes, and we should start talking about that now. Things like a shorter work week, or a universal basic income, or guaranteed income.
In 2020, Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang brought attention to something he was passionate about, universal basic income. While Yang successfully introduced the masses to universal basic income, the idea has actually been around since at least the 1500s. But what is it, and how might it affect an economy? Universal basic income, or UBI, is a policy in which all adult citizens of a society regularly receive a set amount of money. It is unconditional, meaning there are no eligibility requirements for receiving the money. It is paid out by a government and can be implemented nationally or locally.
Which remember, Esau starts off, he's a snake, right? He starts off very smoothly. Remember with the they did a foreshadowing of UBI already during COVID-19 when you had the Serb, right? And everybody jumped on Serb and basically used the hell out of that thing. And Esau was smiling and grinning in the back corner, like, okay, now you got to pay it all back. Right? And everybody got effed up by it and everything. Now, he's not going to ask you to pay this one back, but this time they'll probably have a period, and, you know, we're just speculating through the spirit. They'll probably have a period where everybody will be living off the UBI for a bit or however long, and then all of a sudden there's going to be requirements and mandates due to whatever reasons that they come up with. And those requirements and mandates all are going to lead to having a C-hip into your body to continue on with these benefits of the new system.
That's right.
That's
You
right.
know? And that's where the test begins, the hour of temptation.
And in 2 Corinthians 2:11, it says we are not evil, we're not ignorant,
right?
So this man's device, because, you know, lo and behold, this man is Satan's counterpart, right?
Yeah.
Here on earth, and you subscribing to taking this man's bait, right? At some point or other, you know, once you get used to the acceptance UBI, you're going to be commissioned, right, to be a part of the system, or else you get cut off. You know,
that's right.
So we know, right, and we're not ignorant to it. So if say a brother, you know, accept that, hey, give me $2,000, take it, man. But at some point, I'm gonna say, hey, this is where I jump off. You know,
exactly,
me, man.
Exactly.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
Who couldn't use $2,000 right now?
What?
Yes, I'm saying.
Yep. Trust me. Come on.
Bro, if I had $2,000 right now, I'll be in the kingdom for at least 48 hours.
Right.
At least 48 hours, I'd be in the kingdom.
I have the precepts just because, you know, Brother Amat mentioned it, and then that wonderful statement by Brother Kazak as well, right? In regards to this man's system, all right? So basically, he will start out really nice. Let me get the precept. It says it better than I could say it. This is Revelation 13:14. It says, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right? The beast is NATO and the EU. And they know, listen, they know, we told them what it is through the spirit and power. And now they're even using the term, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image. There you go. So, brothers, we're talking about before it becomes an image, before the hour of temptation. Okay, that's what we're talking about when we talk about getting those monies. So just in case you dummies that's listening want to twist what these men are saying, they're saying the time is going to come where man's going to say you have to bow down, right? But you people will be deceived by the miracles, and you will accept this image. You will accept these draconian laws and mandates that will come out, and it's all part of that image, right? So I'll read on. It says, "Make an image to the beast." Go ahead.
You know what? It's all about what's lawful and expedient. And the MOTB is not lawful.
That's right.
Literally, and nowhere in anybody's right mind is it expedient. You know, if the Holy Spirit is dealing with you, the MOTB, it's not expedient, and it's definitely not lawful. So it's all about what's lawful and experience. In that time, we're gonna, you know, the whole full elect are gonna have to ride the wave until it comes to that moment of the hour of temptation. That's when the elect are going to be basically endowed with even more faith and obedience to not take it, because it was written for them not to take it.
That's right.
Right. The elect will submit their T4s and the last quarter's pay stubs.
Yeah.
Right. To get a UBI.
Yeah.
But the minute it turns into, okay, you got to take the C-hip, the elect won't do that.
Exactly. Beautiful.
That's right.
No.
Yep. I'll continue on. right? And then it jumps down there after it says, and make an image to the beast, which had a wound by a sword and did live. Gives us a little bit of a history there in the light of prophecy, right? And if you understand, you folks understand how Britain became and so forth like that, and how America came, right? That's what that's going into, simply put. But here's the point. I just want to jump to the point because it actually was already made in regards to the image. Okay, when that becomes law, when law mandate, we know what we're talking about, right? Then they're going to push this thing on you. So let me read on. It says, verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, right? So we talked about that this week as well, the speaking, right? I made a video this week about the speak and the cause and the worship, right? And the killed, right? So anyway, the point is simply this, right? Laws are going to come in this hour of temptation in regards to this, in regards to this matter, all right? So it says, let me read on, Revelation 13:15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause, that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right? Simply put. So, right? The elect will be caught up. They'll be wrongly accused, right? When they refuse these things in regards to the image, right? The law, the mandates in regards to the MOTB, right? We're not going to go along with it. So if the Lord chooses certain men to, fall by the sword, so be it. But he did promise that he's going to be there with us. You see it? Either way, in regards to the elect. So simply put, man, that speak and cause and worship is very important. But that's not a part of the elect program. Okay?
All right. That's it on that?
Yeah, that's it on that.
Come. Play a little bit more here.
Kind of observation be on AI and the impact on labor markets and people's jobs and how they should feel about that as they think about this?
Well, I think we are seeing the most disruptive force in history here. Where we have for the first time, we will have for the first time something that is smarter than the smartest human. And that's, it's hard to say exactly what that moment is, but there will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable. That's why I say if you.
Yeah, because a lot of the jobs, a lot of like industry jobs. I used to work at a lot of these industry type jobs, and they're automated. They have AI doing all the jobs, so they don't need people to like work their 9 to 5, in these warehouses,
Nope.
So it's real.
Yeah, part of those miracles.
If you wish for a magic genie, it gives you any wishes you want, and there's no limit. You don't have those three wish limits. Not since you just have many wishes you want.
Skip ahead.
My free will, that's over.
Let me skip ahead here.
Too much control over the media, then it's not like people are forming their own independent views about what's happening. We now have the power, or at least not we, but some governments and corporations for the first time in history have the power to basically hack human beings. There is a lot of talk about hacking computers, hacking smartphones, hacking bank accounts, but the big story of our era is the ability to hack human beings.
The hack human beings is MOTB. That's how they have that's how they can really hack you, is through MOTB. Okay.
I have a scripture.
This I mean that if you have
Revelation 13:15, and you have power to give life unto the image of the beast. All right, I'm gonna look in the NLT for Revelation 13:15. Okay, no, I rather the King James. But he has power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak, and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And yet cause them all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that's what they want to do. They want to hack you. They want to know your thoughts. They want to be as God. And total control. That's what they want. and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark on the number of the beast, or the name, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding call the number of the beast, for the number of a man, and his number is 666. So, this is it's already happening in, I believe, certain parts of Europe, where it's a caste society, and a lot of people have the chip in their forehead, or sorry, in their right hand.
Yeah.
I think
Ethiopia too.
Ethiopia. I think Kenya, they want to vaccinate the children. Sorry, that they want to put a RFID chip in children now in Kenya.
Identification. Yeah.
So it's that time we're approaching that time of revelation, which is already written, by Saint John, like Saint John, of things that will happen in the future. So we're approaching the future, we're approaching their end.
That's right.
We're approaching the end of this empire. So that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Enough data and you have enough computing power, you can understand people better than they understand themselves, and then you can manipulate them in ways which were previously impossible. We need to reinvent democracy for this new era in which humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will, and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will. That's over.
Those who think the Great Reset is not going to control every aspect of your life, let me give you a couple of things. Taking the next step to shape global, regional, and industry agendas, end quote, with a new digital ID system. Under the framework, the WEF proposes collecting data from many aspects of people's everyday lives. That's a quote. Through their devices, telecommunication networks, and third-party service providers. The WEF suggests that this data collection dragnet would allow a digital ID. Now listen to this, it's very narrow. It would allow a digital ID to scoop up data on people's online behavior, purchase history, network usage, credit history, biometrics, names, national identity numbers, and medical history. Plus your travel history, social accounts, e-government accounts, bank accounts, energy uses, health stats, education, and I love this one, and more. What's left? Once the digital ID has access to this huge, highly personal set of data, the WEF proposes using it to decide whether users are allowed to, quote, own and use devices, quote, open bank accounts, quote, carry out online financial transactions, quote, conduct business transactions, quote, access insurance and treatment, book trips, still quoting, go through border control between countries or regions, still quoting, access third-party services that rely on social media logins, file taxes,
and
vote,
this is why
collect benefits,
if you weren't in the spirit this whole time, the truth has been out, you were faking the funk, you weren't putting off the world, all these worldly desires that he's naming, he's quoting, are going to have the grips on the minds of people who are worldly, man. Are people, So you can fake it all you want, but when this man starts taking away these things, guess what? You're going to be exposed.
Yep.
You're either going to be exposed to be one of Yahweh Shemir Shai's, or you're going to be exposed to be one that's of the world, and you're going to be destroyed. So the apostles and the elders say, apply a mindset of leaving this world behind, man. Don't get attached to this world, because if you get attached to this world, you're feeding into your weaknesses, and when all hell breaks loose and you weren't putting in the time and effort into Yahweh Shemir Shai, you're gonna be left out there to your own desires and your devices, man, in the midst of evil.
Look at how much people gave into the serpent piss,
right?
So they could eat on a patio at Kelsey's and Boston Pizza.
Right. Travel here and there. It's not like you didn't have Netflix. It's not like you didn't have food. You didn't have running water. There wasn't any real threats of your life. So now imagine all those things tacked on to everything that happened in CVID. People are gonna fold. They're gonna fold like it's nothing, man.
Quote. So, that passport that they gave you, It was so crazy to think that maybe that COVID passport might grow into something, exactly like this.
Don't worry, be happy.
I know. He's saying, "Be happy, you'll own nothing."
Mm-hmm.
We'll play a little bit at the last end.
Bobby McFerrin, yeah.
You own nothing. And be happy. I want nothing but no car, but 24 booster shots in your arm. Own nothing. Be happy. You can't be and be
deposited into your account or more.
And again, we're not giving any medical advice or anything like that. You know, follow your doctor.
Follow your doctor.
Follow your doctor, man. And you know, everybody has their own doctor. Our doctor is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Follow your doctor. You know, we're not giving any medical advice. Again, this is fair use. We don't have any owner rights, copyrights, or owner rights of this video.
And we have a physician. Right?
Say again, brother.
We have a physician. Right? You know, they have doctors.
You'll own nothing. And be happy. Be happy and be nothing.
Bruce Kowalski, your monthly universal basic income has been deposited into your account. For more information, press details. You have been paid 2,000 central bank digital tokens. The following fees are being deducted: accommodation fee, food ration fee, recycling fee, clean energy fee, personal greenhouse gas emissions fee, climate change fee, diversity fee. Your current remaining balance is 5 central bank digital tokens, and if not spent, will expire in 7 days.
I think they show you that movie with Justin Timberlake called
Out of time.
Out of time.
Yeah, out of time. Yep.
And we already have it right now with this whole basically we're able to go into your bank. You don't have to go you don't have to really go in. You could just go on your phone.
Yeah.
And you could you could get your money, or you could
Yeah.
So we're kind of living in that time.
Yeah. I got this. This is my last precept, Ezekiel 7. I'm gonna read from chapter 7, verse 1. And I'll read down. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yashai came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, says the Lord, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, unto the land of Israel, an end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee. Thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. And an end is come, the end is come, it watches for thee. Behold, it is come. The morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. And it says, the time is come, the day of trouble is near, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. And my eye shall not spare, neither shall I have pity. I will recompense thee according to thy ways, and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh that smiteth. Right? Behold the day, behold that the day, behold, it is come, the morning is gone forth, and the rod has blossomed, the pride has budded, right? Violence is rising up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. So up until the time of Jacob's trouble, or up until the time of the hour of temptation, which is the B, during the hour of temptation and after it is all going to be a time of trouble and destruction. And the Lord is going to manifest, all right, through his prophets, but also mainly through his angels by the judgment that they're going to display on earth. That's going to be his anger being displayed. All right. Let me read this part. It says, "For sellers shall not return," verse 13. "For the sellers shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive, for the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen themselves in the iniquity of his life." NLT says, even if their merchants survive, I will never return to their business. They will never return to their businesses. For what Yahweh has said applies to everyone. It will not be changed. No, not one person whose life is twisted by sin will ever recover. The trumpet calls Israel's army to mobilize, but no one listens. For my fury is against them all. There is war outside the city, and disease and famine within. Those outside the city walls will be killed by the enemy swords. Those inside the city will die of famine and disease. That's it for me.
Beautiful. That's it. That's it.
Beautiful, man. So no last statements.
Yeah, the Lord has put a perverse spirit in the midst of Egypt, man. So it has to play out prophecy. Just want to say that. Yeah, it's on my mind.
I have a scripture.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Where is it? I just had it. It says on Jeremiah said the dogs to tear.
The dogs to tear?
Yeah, Jeremiah 15:3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord: the sword to slay, and the dog to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. So we're approaching, civil war. All hell's about to break loose, and it's gonna be like you see that movie with Denzel Washington called The Book of Eli. It's gonna be real. It's gonna be like The Road. It's gonna be like The Walking Dead. It's gonna get real out here, going into this whole agenda, this whole 2025, 2030 agenda. It's gonna get real.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
All right, beautiful, man. Beautiful. So with that, we're going to close up. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the whole full elect of the nation of Israel. Stay up, man, and stay in the spirit and continue striving and being fervent for this word, man, because you don't want to have a mind. We don't want to have a mind, any of us, of regret in the time of Jacob's trouble.
Sure.
You want to have poured out everything you can in the time of grace, so that we can move with confidence and boldness in the spirit in the time of Jacob's trouble and endure. So we're going to close by giving all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Hashem, double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Most High who rule well and have taught us this word in truth and sincerity. And peace and mercy to the whole full elect. All right, starting with the 144,000 that's pushing this word in truth and sincerity across the 4 corners of the earth. And rest you that sincerely believe as well. Shalom. So Baba Ball, Kwame Inshallah, and Shalom to the
It's 11:44.
Khan. Khan Yal Bashim Al Shah. Shalom.